Welcome everybody to my study. And guess what? This week we're going to learn about Joseph. And he's in Genesis chapter 37, 39, something like that. Your parents will read it to you or they'll read you the story. And what I want to do this week with Joseph is that I'm going to relate really well to him. Because Joseph is known as a dreamer. And I am known as a dreamer. In fact, I am sitting in my dream chair. It was a gift from some people, and they gave it to me to encourage me to dream. Another word we use for it today is visionary. I think about the future a lot. I'm always asking God what He wants. And sometimes people don't always understand. There are many times, well, I shouldn't say many, I shouldn't do that to her, but there's times anyway when I have a dream or a vision and I say something to Mrs. Cat. You know what she does? She rolls her eyes. She just rolls her eyes. I don't think she believes. Joseph had dreams when he was young. And it got to a point that his brothers, they really didn't like his dreams. They didn't understand his dreams either. Now, fortunately, rolling of eyes is completely different than what happened to Joseph in his story in the Bible. But it's still, I want you to understand that there are times when you have a dream or a passion and other people, they may not get it. The other thing is I want us to pull out of the story or just to think about with Joseph and how we relate to him today is that we don't always get it either. I knew for a fact that I wanted to farm and it was my dream. And I finally had the opportunity to do it. But it just didn't, nothing was going well. It just didn't work out. And come to find out, that wasn't really what God's plan. That wasn't really God's dream for me. So we have to make sure that not only do we understand and wait on God's timing for when He has a dream for us, but we also have to make sure that what we believe is our dream is also the dream that God has for us. Joseph, I think there had to be times when he was in jail and when he was in prison and when he was sold into slavery. They had to say, how is my dream, this dream that you gave me, how is it going to ever work out? And that's when we have to sometimes step back and just trust that God is our rock and that what He says is true. In fact, our name for the Lord this week is the Lord my rock. Now, there's a Hebrew name for it, Jehovah something, but I don't know how to pronounce it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let Mrs. Cat jump in, and she's going to pronounce God's name, the Lord my rock, and it is
Jehovah Tesuri.
Thank you, Mrs. Cat, because I could have never done that. My tongue gets tied. What I want you to understand is that God is our rock, and if we are following His dream, His plan, and His will for our life, it will work out. We may not always understand it, and it may take longer than we want it to. But if we stay faithful to Him in the same way that Joseph stayed faithful, it will always work out for the better. That's what happened at the end of Joseph's story. We see that God turns something out for a greater good. And you know, with God, His will, His ways are always better than ours. So enjoy the lesson this week, have fun with it, but keep dreaming and keep following God because He is our rock.